Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to look at the subreddit r/entitledparents, where people tell us their stories of crazy mums and dads who think they're entitled just because they have kids. If you're new around here, please hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy some Reddit stories. Entitled mother tries to steal my sister and my dog. Okay, so this was a while ago, probably like 4 years back. And it involves me, my older brother, and my sister, my dog Rufus, also Rip Rufus, love you bud, and entitled mother. So anyway, the story revolves around my dog's size. He was a Saint Bernard, and if you don't know them, they get really big, really fast. He was around 2 years old at the time, and already 170 pounds. One day, me and my siblings decide to go get some ice cream at a store on a block behind our house. So we grab my dog and go. As we're leaving the store, ice cream digested, entitled mother stops us. She's the weird looking blonde lady in probably her mid-50s, botoxed out of her mind, pushing a stroller with like an infant or something, I don't really remember. I don't think the kid ever really did anything. She asks about our dog. We give her the usual spiel. How big he is, how he's a really good dog, yes you can pet him, blah blah blah. But when my brother told her he was 2 years old, entitled mother stopped. Wait, you're telling me that dog is 2 years old? Haha, yeah he is, pretty wild. I don't believe you. My brother, thinking she was joking, ha, yeah I know, he is a Saint Bernard, they get big fast. The entitled mother, dead serious, no, I don't believe you. Cool, well he is, so I don't know what you want us to say. The entitled mother turning to my sister, is that dog really 2? Yeah. Now, my sister is extremely shy, and at the time of this, she was only like 9 years old. So when she spoke, it was with a lot of hesitation and very quiet. So I don't know what clicked in this lady's brain, but she must have thought my sister was like coerced to say that. Wait, do you know these boys? I'm sorry? I'm not talking to you. Do you know these boys? Well, yeah, they're my brothers. I don't believe you. What are you doing with this little girl? Keep in mind, I was 12 and my brother was like 13, so it was not all unbelievable for us to have a 9-year-old sister. What do you mean? At this point, she's starting to get pretty aggressive, moving closer to us, and me being the most confrontational of the bunch, and the biggest, I was standing in the front, while my brother was a bit to my side, and my sister was pretty much cowering behind me. Oh, and my dog was just ambling, kinda standing there, minding his own business. This is a really sweet dog, and a very sweet girl. I don't know why they are with a bunch of liars. Now, sister, you can come with your dog with me, and we'll figure out what's really going on. She grabbed my dog's leash and yanked it out of my hands. The dog didn't really mind as he was pretty relaxed overall and was used to people, and especially little kids doing all kinds of stuff to him. Hey, give me my dog back. I would if he was your dog, but since you're lying about his age, he clearly isn't yours, and I'm an adult, so I will take care of him now. He will come live with me and my baby. Also, I think I need to figure out what's going on with your sister, since you are clearly forcing her to lie, and I don't think she even is your sister, so she is coming with me. She grabbed my sister's arm, pretty hard mind you, and yanked her so hard she almost fell. Now, my dog has been silent up until this point, and he is normally the sweetest dog you'll ever meet, but he was very protective. Now, if you have ever heard a 170-pound dog bark a mean bark before, picture the lion roar at the start of MGM movies, but even deeper. My dog let out the loudest, meanest bark I have ever heard him do, and it scared the entitled mother so much she dropped both the leash and my sister and almost fell over. I snatched up the leash as quickly as I could. The dog kept barking and was pretty much raising hell. A few people came outside to look, and I think entitled mother kinda understood her predicament. A dog standing in front of 3 young kids in a defense posture, barking in front of a grown adult does not look very good for that adult. Someone even called out, "Hey, leave those kids alone." Entitled mother grabbed the stroller, gave one last dirty look, and stomped off. My dog stopped barking, and for the rest of his life, anytime someone wanted to see the dog, it was nothing short of a pleasant experience. Here's a picture of the dog on screen now, because he's really cute. But that was so wrong of her. I'm sure that's attempted kidnapping. And dog napping, I guess? I wanted to sell my old car, but entitled son wants my new car, so entitled dad and entitled son steal it. Backstory. I have to go back a bit for that. In April 2018, it was the last day we had freezing temperatures and heavy snow. On that day, on my way home from work, I had an accident with my 2006 Ford Focus. I crashed into a driver in front of me because I underestimated the frozen road. Don't worry, neither me nor the driver I crashed into were harmed in any way. His car had a scratch in the back bumper, while my car's front bumper broke at the side. Police were called, we exchanged information, and that was the end of it. So, I had to bring my car into the mechanic again, and I had enough of it. I owned the car for almost 2 years, and had to make several repairs already. So, I thought, whatever, and tried to get a new car. I brought my Focus to a friend of mine, who made a little extra by repairing cars. A co-worker of mine gave me a ride to work until I had a new car. I paid my share for the gas. Now, to the present. Around a month ago, I found a new car. Finally. A car dealer had a deal where they would sell cars with daily admission for €10,000 less than the original price. After a short time thinking and some dealing with my bank account manager, I'm now the owner of a 2018 Ford Focus ST Line Sport Edition. Completely black, except for the roof and the top half of the side mirrors, which were red. The car is great, and when I bought it, he only had around 15 miles. Sorry for the long backstory, on to the actual encounter. After I bought the new car, I put my old Focus up for sale on an app called Auto Scout 24, where everyone can sell their cars for how much they want for it. Of course, depending on age, miles, etc. Most of the damages were fixed. Me and my SO cleaned it inside and outside, but I knew I wouldn't get much for it. So I put the base price at €350 with the option to bargaining. In my first post, I told you that I live in the old town of my home city, so in order to not occupy parking spaces and to avoid parking tickets, I parked my car at my grandma's place in the driveway. Her house is on the countryside, so it won't bother anyone and I could take good pictures for the ad. 2 days ago, while I was at work, I got a call from an unknown number. The guy left a message that he wanted to take a look at the car. I called him back, told him where the car was, and that we could meet there after my shift was finished. He agreed. After I'm done with my shift, I drove immediately to my grandma's place to wait for him. The cast: ED, entitled Dad, ES, entitled Son, around 17 to 18, me, Master of Disaster, and GM, Grandma. Me and the entitled dad agreed on meeting at 3:30. I was there early, parked next to my old Focus, went inside to tell my grandma I sell the car today and checked if everything was still alright. Entitled dad and entitled son arrive half an hour later than agreed, explaining the place was hard to find. I shrug it off because I could tell they weren't from around here. So me and entitled dad take a look around the car. I explain everything to him, fixed damages, etc. He asks me about how many miles, horsepower, etc. The usual stuff. While I was talking with entitled dad, I noticed that entitled son wasn't paying any attention. The car was supposed to be for entitled son according to entitled dad. Entitled son rather likes to take a look at my new Focus instead. Damn, that's a nice ride. Thanks. Can I take a ride? Now, I'm very picky if it's about my new car, but who wouldn't be? And by the way, I had a feeling he didn't have his driver's license for very long. Sorry, not happening. I just got the car a few weeks ago. Come on, let the boy have a little fun. Sorry, still not happening. And by the way, we were talking about my 2006 Focus, not my new one. But I like this car. You heard him, he likes this one. So how about you sell us this one instead? Yeah, right, and how much would you pay me anyway? Well, the ad said €350. Yes, for the 2006 Ford Focus. Fine, I'll give you €3,000 for the new one. Are you serious? I paid €30,000 for that car. $30,000 was the original price, but with the deal, I got it for $20,000. Well, you drove the car for a while, and that's a price drop. Sorry, this is leading nowhere, we are done. I turned to my car, pulled the keys out of my pockets, and just wanted to go home. Dad, I want the car. Entitled dad grabs me by the arm. You heard him, hand over the keys. Now, I'm a little heavy build, but I'm still strong enough to fight if I have to. I said no, and I would recommend you let me go now. While my eyes were staring at entitled dad, entitled son snatched the keys from my hand, unlocked the car, and jumped in. I immediately freed myself from entitled dad and ran to the driver's door of my car. This guy locked the door so I couldn't get inside. So, I did the only thing I could and stood behind my car to prevent him from leaving. He could only back out of the driveway. Tell your kid to get out of the car before I call the police. In the commotion, my grandma came outside. What's going on? Grandma, go inside and call the police, they're trying to steal my... I couldn't finish my sentence because entitled dad shoved me aside so entitled son could drive away. Well, he surprised me. I hit the ground hard and they drove off in my car, while leaving their car behind. I immediately grabbed my phone and called the police. As I mentioned in the backstory, my new Focus was completely black except for the roof and the top of the side mirrors, which were red, which means that the car stood out among the most which are around our home city. It took the police 10 minutes to arrive. One of the officers took mine and my grandma's statement, while the other one radioed his colleagues from the neighbouring towns the description and license plate of my car. About an hour later, entitled dad and entitled son came back to the house with my car. The two policemen jumped them at sight, pulled them out of the car and cuffed them. Entitled dad tried to talk him and his son out of the situation by telling the police they only did a test drive. The police had none of their BS and escorted them away. They asked me if I wanted to press charges and I agreed. More importantly, I checked my car for damages. It had around 20 miles more than before, and I found ash and cigarette buns on my back seat. I still have to wait for a court date, and if possible, I'll keep you updated. P.S. Their car was later picked up by the wife of entitled dad, who told me she is sorry for their behaviour. Surely that's gotta be like a felony or a prison sentence or something like that, because the guy grabbed his hand, which is assault, and then proceeded to steal his car, which is like Grand Theft Auto or something, but yeah, that's gotta be a lot of time. Entitled parents tell me I should move seats so their kid doesn't see me eat. In a food court. M. Me. ED. Entitled dad. EM. Entitled mum. HK. Hungry kid. About 3 years old. MK. Mortified kid. About 10 years old. Here's what happened. I missed my tram today, so I decided to get a bowl of pasta from a centre nearby. The place is a food court, and instead of individual tables, there's picnic tables set together, maybe 16 seats each table. You find a seat and you sit in it, no matter who's around. So I grab my bowl of delicious hot pasta and look for a seat. Place is full, except for 3 seats all the way at the end of the hall. So I rush over there and put my bowl down and then dig in. Except, there's a family of 2 parents and 2 kids sitting in front of me, and the hungry kid is looking at my pasta like it's Sir Breen and she's Tormund. I'm sorry if I butchered them, I've never seen Game of Thrones. She turns to her dad right away and speaks in their language, but it's obvious she wants to get food. Now, this family is sitting in a food court but don't have any food with them. Entitled dad waves her off. She repeats and points at my food. He tells her off again. 4th time she does it, entitled mother looks at me and says, "Hey, I'm sorry, but do you mind moving to another table? She's going to throw a tantrum if she keeps watching you eat." There's no empty seats but these 3 here. I've looked everywhere. And this is a food court? Everyone is eating. "Yeah, but we're facing the wall. She can't see anyone but you eating." "Yeah, I guess you'll have to hang on for the next few minutes. I eat pretty fast." They both stare at me. "No, I'm asking you politely to sit somewhere else. Bringing children out of the house is hard enough without you making it harder." I'm politely saying no. The less you make me talk, the faster I eat, the faster I leave. The mortified kid says something to her parents in their language. She looks crazy embarrassed. Her parents shush her. Entitled dad's face is completely red by now. Stands up and slams his fist on the table. Tells me to pick another seat or else. I'm not worried. I'm a foot taller than him, so I can take him. All of a sudden, hungry kid starts crying really loud, flailing up and down like a muppet, and threw herself to the floor. Entitled mother tells me they were having a good day until I came along. I told her not to bring a little kid to a food court and not feed them. She said they were resting. Not my problem. They had to lift the hungry kid and carry her so they could leave. Her screeching was filling the entire place, and poor mortified kid was looking on the ground like she wanted it to swallow her. I took my time eating my pasta. Oh, why did we have to read one about the food court? Because I am so hungry right now. I might go get some pasta or noodles. Which shall I get? Yeah, I'll go get some noodles. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like, and if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.